Hello, everyone. This is Cara Ward, and I want to thank you so much for joining me with this video. I am so excited to be here. I had such a blast preparing this video. I really hope you enjoy it. But before I get started, I just want to give a big shout out and a big heartfelt thank you to Faye, Stacy, and Linda for inviting me to be part of the summit in the forest. It really meant a lot to me. So, ladies, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, then. So let's get started. How would you like to become the master of your finances and find out how my 4-minute tracking system can help you increase your wealth even faster? Some individuals struggle with managing their money. They feel worried, anxious, panicked, and even scared when it comes to their finances. Their anxiety increases as their debt gets bigger, and they're stressed over maybe not having an emergency fund in place and feel so frustrated when they see their savings get smaller and smaller. The problem is, unless they're looking at their cash consistently, daily, or even weekly, they will continue to spend erratically and unnecessarily. Intuitively, each one of us know we need to manage our money, but sometimes when we're not sure of the process, we tend to hide from our financial statements, hide from our bank statements, such as our Visa statement and our debit card statements that really and truly show quite a bit of our expenses. But here's the thing. Here's the good news. I am here to share with you today. There are many ways that you can connect and have a happy relationship, a positive relationship with your finances. And once you do, you will feel so grateful because now you are in an excellent position to make responsible decisions regarding your money, because now you know the facts of your money. So if you train yourself to have a positive mindset, imagine how you would feel. Instead of feeling worried and anxious, you can now, with a positive mindset, feel calm, feel confident, and excited to have a relationship with your money. So think how confident you would feel when you know how and where you are spending your money, when you realize that you are in control of it and you no longer need to fear that you may not have enough. And I truly believe this feeling of you being positive and being this confident, it will change your financial journey and put you on track to becoming financially free. Throughout this session, I will show you the steps you can choose to take. And once again, it's your choice. You can choose to have a happy relationship with money. But first, I would like to share a little bit about myself. Today, I'm a money mindset coach and a speaker. I am one of the leading experts in money management. My bootcamp program, my money bootcamp program, has already helped many individuals who have started their journey to becoming financially free. But I didn't always start out this way as being a money financial coach. I had studied for many years and obtained my Chartered Professional Accountant designation. I am a CPA and I love my work. When my children were born, I put my career on hold to become a stay-at-home mom, always with the intention of returning to my work as an accountant. Eventually, the kids grew up, and I found out that I was no longer passionate about my career that I had once dreamt about. There was something inside of me that wanted to explore the power of mindset. So I went ahead and studied neuro-linguistic programming, and I became certified as a master NLP practitioner. Learning about the power of the mind and the effective use of language when speaking to my own self and to others was a game changer for me. It inspired me to take the steps to become a money mindset coach. And now I help my clients manage their money so that they can have clarity and make key financial decisions easier and more effectively using my 4-minute tracking system. I feel a sense of such fulfillment when I see my clients have the aha moments, when I see they're in the process of changing their limiting beliefs, and when I see them confidently managing their finances. So if you too are looking to take control of your money, if you want to make a difference with your finances, then today I will walk you through 3 strategies that I myself used to achieve financial freedom and abundance. So we are going to cover in the first part how your beliefs impact your relationship with money. In the second part, the importance of tracking your revenues and expenses. And in the third part, how to set up your budget so you get the results you've always longed for. By the end of this video, you will know what you need to start doing today to get your desired results. But before we get started, I would love to read this quote that I prepared myself and I live my life by. It is called Listening to Your Inner Voice. I do believe we are the creators of our own journey. We may get distracted along the way, and by listening to our inner voice, we are led home. Let's get started on the first part. Thank you, and I'll see you in the first part. So, in this part, we will focus on how your beliefs impact your relationship with money. Knowing how you feel about money and your attitude toward it is a critical foundation piece to improve your finances. Money mindset defines how you think about money, and it impacts how you spend, how you save, and how you manage your debt. It's your core beliefs about money and your attitude toward it. So even though you may have goals in place for your retirement fund, your emergency fund, becoming debt-free, and increasing your savings, without the right financial mindset, it will be difficult to accomplish it. That's why I'm sharing this part with you first, before we review the revenue and expenses section. Having the right mindset is important. Here's a mantra that I use daily to help me. I deflect money with negative thoughts, but allow it to flow freely to me with positive ones. So I'm flipping my negative thoughts to a positive one. Remember it and use it frequently all day long. Let me ask you this question. What does money mean to you, and how does it make you feel? Does money make you feel worried? For example, are you worried you may not have enough money to pay your bills? Anxious that you don't have an emergency fund in place? What if something happens to your car or your fridge or your house? How would you pay for it? Are you feeling guilty and ashamed that you have a large debt and maybe you want to hide it from others? Are you feeling scared? What if you don't have enough money put away for retirement? Are you feeling angry that you're spending more than you earn? And on the flip side, are you feeling joy? Just imagine having that feeling of joy. Maybe you're on a vacation and you have that freedom to travel knowing all your expenses are paid for. And so this is why it is so important for you to become aware of your money. Having a spending plan in place so you know how much money is flowing in and flowing out is magical, and it gives you peace of mind. So once again, what does money mean to you? Take a minute and think about it. I'm including a worksheet so you can record your answers to this question, as it will reveal how you think and feel about money. Money means different things to different people, as everyone has a different upbringing. In my opinion, to start understanding the problems you experience with money in adulthood, you need to go back to your childhood years and reflect on your earliest memories of money and how it made you feel. Also, knowing the attitudes that your parents have about money is helpful, as most likely it also shaped your attitudes. Most of us learn spending patterns from our parents. So if you have memories of your parents fighting over money or using it to control you or show love, most likely it impacted your beliefs about money. You may also spend to fill loneliness or emptiness, or to contain anxiety, or even to make a statement of power and self-worth. For example, if you saw your mom spending money when she was upset, most likely you may also be doing the same. This could be one of the reasons why you have such a large debt. Understanding and having the awareness of this impulsive spending and where it comes from is the first step towards making a conscious decision to change how you spend your money going forward. So now that you are aware of this core problem, it's time to craft a new way of behaving and spending your money. So once again, awareness is the first step. The second step to mastering your money mindset is to forgive yourself. Stop blaming yourself for all the unnecessary spending. Just take responsibility for it and then start focusing on forgiving yourself and others. Everyone, each one of us, made unnecessary purchases in the past. But you can't allow those past mistakes to define your future and hold you back. Taking acceptance and ownership of your past mistakes give you power, and this is essential in order to change your attitude. Release any negative emotion like resentment or self-blame so you can move on. The third step is to practice gratitude. A gratitude journal helps you appreciate life more. For me, every morning in my 5-minute journal, I list 3 things I am grateful for, and at nighttime, I record 3 things that I accomplished during the day that I am proud of. Showing gratitude and writing it down encourages you to focus on what you have in your life rather than what is missing. Some of the benefits of practicing gratitude are: it tends to make you happier. It tends to make you have a higher self-esteem, and it also you tend to make better choices. The fourth step is to be mindful of your language. To begin your journey of positive self-talk, you must first identify any negative thinking. A person can notice how they talk with themselves when they're faced with challenges, and so it may be really helpful to write down examples of negative self-talk. And then once they're aware of it, then they can start thinking of more helpful things they can say to themselves in challenging positions and situations, more positive things. And so below are some examples of how to turn negative self-talk into positive ones. On the negative side, you may say, oh, but I can't do it. On the positive side, I can do it, and I will give it my best shot. On the negative side, you may say, I don't deserve money. On the positive side, I deserve to spend and save money. On the negative side, you may say, there will never be enough money. On the positive side, there will always be enough money. On the negative side, you will say, I will fail. On the positive side, I deserve to win. And then on the negative side, you may say,
but no one likes me. And on the positive side, you will say, I like myself. So the fifth step is just do it. Consciously practice this new behavior of positive self-talk until it becomes an unconscious habit. So for this section, I have a challenge for you. For the next 30 days, every time a negative thought pops up, flip it around to a positive scenario. You will be surprised how often this happens during the day. The first day I did this, I was so shocked. I had so many negative thoughts I wasn't aware of. But then over time, with me practicing this over and over and over, my attitude changed, and I noticed now I am more positive and cheerful. So practice, practice, practice like the genius you are, and you will get the results you long for. So I heard this story a while back, and it made such an impact on me that I would love to share it with you as well. It's about a farmer who had two types of seeds. One is corn and the other is nightshade, which is a deadly poison. He planted both seeds and he took care of them by giving them water and food nutrients, and they both grew in abundance. You see, the land doesn't care what you plant. Once you take care of it, the land will return what you plant, and it will return it in abundance. Similarly, the mind doesn't care what beliefs you have. Once you nurture and focus on those beliefs, the mind will return the results of your beliefs. So be mindful of your thoughts that you are planting in your mind. Negative thoughts will yield negative results, while positive thoughts will reap positive results. The choice is always yours to make. Only you, and remember this, guys, only you are in control of your thoughts and the actions you choose. So in this first part, I shared with you the definition of money mindset. I asked the question, what does money mean to you? And I shared with you the 5 steps you need to take to change your negative behavior to a new positive behavior, one that will positively impact your finances. So this is part 1 of my 3-part sessions. I hope you have some key takeaways that you can start using today. And I invite you to do the work on the worksheet. It was a game changer for me. So now let's move on to the second part, and that's the importance of tracking your expenses. One of the main reasons you should track your expenses is to identify and cut out any wasteful spending habits in your financial life. Consistently tracking your expenses will help you maintain control of your finances and promote better financial habits like saving and investing. If you don't know where your money is going, you won't be able to recognize any negative spending behaviors that you can easily change to make your money work for you. For example, it might surprise you or shock you to learn how much the little things add up to. On its own, it may seem small, but when added together, the total of all the small items can be quite substantial. So please, please be aware. And I'm going to share the story one of my clients shared with me in my Money Bootcamp program. She mentioned that she didn't realize how much she was spending on cosmetics because she bought a little bit this week and a little bit more in the following week. But when she did my exercise and totaled it up for the month, she was horrified at the amount that she spent. So be careful, the little amounts do add up. Another example of wasteful spending can be maybe you're paying for a service or a membership you are not currently using. Like for me, I barely go to the gym. So I'm kind of wondering to myself, should I cancel my gym membership or should I switch to a cheaper gym membership? How about those magazine subscriptions? How about membership subscriptions? Sometimes you pay for a membership subscription, decide you no longer want to attend, and then you forget all about it. But guess what? It's being charged on your credit card every single month. So unless you are tracking your expenses, you can easily miss this. And here's another one that I find, sometimes we don't want to cook because we are busy. We are business owners. But here's the thing. If you continuously dine out, do you know how much you're spending? Compare if you just buy some materials and cook at home. So be really careful with the amount of money you spend on dining out and also buying name brand clothes. I am one of those people that love to buy on sale. I buy on sale because there are 4 seasons in Canada and every 3 months there is a sale. So I wait for sale items, always though buying within my means. And so, sometimes we overspend. As I mentioned before, how many times are you going to the restaurant? If you're going almost every day, maybe cut that down so you're only going a couple of times a month. And here's another one where you can be overspending. It's the online spending. It is so convenient to get on your computer, bang, 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 and before you know it, someone is knocking on your door. The product is being delivered to your house. And while it's really convenient and I'm so grateful for that service, it's also dangerous. If you are not adding up those expenses, if you are not aware of how much you are spending, you can get carried away. So please be careful of the online spending. And here is one. Credit card spending. I love to use my credit card because yes, I do earn points. When I travel or when I dine out, I have those points. But you have to be really careful with credit card because it gives you that illusion that you can spend endlessly. But the reality is there is a Visa statement that will be coming to your house at the end of every month. And you have to ask yourself the question, do you have the funds to pay it off? Or are you driving yourself further and further into debt? So tracking your spending can help identify these serious problems. So please keep an eye on your spending. And here's another one that I want to share with you. So one of my clients, once again, shared with me that by tracking their expenses every month, month after month, they realized their rent went up. And because their rent went up, they couldn't afford to stay in that particular location, not based on the income they were bringing in on a monthly basis. And so they had to make that decision to move, or else they will start to accumulate more debt. So once again, just by looking at your financial statements every single month, it really lights up where you are spending your expenses, where you're spending your money, and what you can and cannot afford. And here is my favorite of all. Is it a need or is it a want? Is this expense in alignment with my financial values? We all have core values. And do you know what your financial value are? Once you know what your financial value is or are, because you may have a few, knowing that information can help you every time you make a purchase. For me, I just ask the question, is it a need? Every time I go to make a purchase, this is the question I ask to myself. Is it a need or a want? And is it in alignment with my financial value? And once, it's like a pause. Once I say those words, is it a need or a want? And is it in alignment with my financial value? It's like a reality check. It's like, Carol, where are you spending your money? You have your financial value of freedom. That is my financial value. I want financial freedom. And if I was to go and spend on things that I couldn't afford or things that I didn't really need, how is that in alignment with my financial value? And sometimes if it's a want, it's a lot easier to say no to. But when it's a need, it might be more difficult. But don't get caught up in that little trap of saying it's a need and I need to eat. Yes, you need to eat, but do you need to eat in a restaurant 5 days a week? Eating in a restaurant 5 days a week has now been transferred over to a want. So be careful. Need versus wants. Spend on needs within your limits. Every one of us have a limit. So spend within your limit. So for me, I use my 4-minute tracking system, and it has really helped me to record my transactions. Some people like to use a pen and paper to record their entries, but you use the method that works best for you. So keeping track of your money is important, as it shows the amount that are flowing in and flowing out, and it reveals any negative habits that can lead to overspending and accumulating bad debt. I'm including in this video an Excel spreadsheet that can track your expenses. You are welcome to use it or any other system that works best for you. And if you are interested in knowing more about my 4-minute tracking system, please reach out to me. Yes, the expenses is a big topic. And yes, it can appear tedious at first, every day tracking your expenses. But believe me, once you get in the hang of it, and you know what, it becomes so much easier. It becomes like a piece of cake. It's, in my opinion, it's a little price to pay for the major results you receive. My advice to you is to start recording your financial transactions daily. It will transform the way you look and think of your money. And we're on to the next topic, which I brought on a little bit earlier, but now we are going to be looking at budgets. So what is a budget? A budget is a spending plan based on income and expenses. It's an estimate of how much money you will make and spend over a certain period of time, such as a month or a year. It's about taking control of your money. Making a budget is a plan for all of your money, and that includes money for fun stuff too. So yeah, let's get motivated and excited. We get to plan fun stuff as well. And so why is budgeting important? Budgeting is helpful for everyone, not just those who struggle financially. It encourages you to live life within your means and show you ways to increase your saving and investments. I just covered that point that we need to live within our means. And so having a budget is like our GPS. It shows us exactly where we need to spend. So a budget can help you understand your relationship with money. Tracking your income and expenses show you how much you have available to spend and save. It identifies areas where you can choose to adjust. So if you're overspending in one area and you see you're overspending, now you have a choice. Like for me, I used to overspend in coffee. Every time I left my house, I felt obligated almost to go to Tim Hortons, even though I didn't really feel the need for it, but I was passing by and it just became a habit. Turn into Tim Hortons and get a coffee. Did I need it? No. Was it wasteful use of my money? Yes. And can I make that decision to cut? Absolutely. And then I can use that money somewhere else. I can put that money towards my savings, to paying off debt, maybe savings to travel somewhere, make it fun, going out for dinner. Start seeing where you can cut your money and where you can then allocate that money to. So you may want to consider spending less on dining out and putting that money towards a travel fund for fun times. Having a budget also ensure that you save for the future, right? The budget includes money for emergency fund, and I touched on this previously, how important it is to have an emergency fund, because anything can go wrong. You could be driving your car and boom, you lost a tire. You need money. You could take it in and boom, you need to replace your brake. And we know the brake system is not cheap. Or what happened if your fridge or any of your appliances go in your homes? How are you going to pay for it? That's why it's so important that you put aside money away for your emergency fund. And of course, you need to put away money for retirement and for saving and investment. And let's not forget that travel fund as well, because yes, we need to reward ourselves as well. Having a budget also makes sure that we manage our taxes. You know, we are business owners and we do receive full payments from our customers. And when I receive my payment, right away I put aside 25% in a different account. So that money is there for when I need it to pay my taxes. So really be mindful when that money comes in. Put aside a certain percentage, ask your accountant, get her or his feedback, and put that money away in a separate account. And here is a really good one. A budget can help you get out and stay out of debt. So once you map your expenses and you see where you spend it, now you know where you can cut down. Now you know where you can allocate that extra money. You can reduce your debt, you can minimize your debt, you can get rid of your debt quickly. For me as an accountant, I can tell you one of the sweet spots in having a budget is investigating why there are differences between projected amounts and the actual spending. For me, when I look at those differences, say, hey, why did my revenue not come in? Why is there a difference in my revenue? I estimated more, but I only receive, like if I estimated 10,000 and I only got 7,000, what is the 3,000 difference in revenue? What does that mean? And then I go and I research. Was there a new competition on there? Were people not buying? Did I need to do more advertising? What actions are needed for me to get my revenue from 7,000 to the projected 10,000? And likewise with expenses. If I spend $1,000 in grocery for a month, but I only allocated $800 and I actually spend 1,000, what is that difference of 200? Where did I overspend? So having a budget and looking at the difference between actual spending and budgeted spending, that is my sweet spot. And that's where I make my financial decisions. That's where I make all my adjustments. And having a budget also relieves stress. It will show where you're spending too much in one area, so then you can start making adjustments. And once you have a financial budget in place and you realize that you're managing your budget, if any challenges come up, you are ready for it. Here's one thing I would say to you regarding budgets. Keep updating your budget, because as we know, economic situations have changed within the last few months. I remember when I used to go to the gas station and put just $70 worth of gas. Now, that was a few months ago. Now when I go, it's at least $120. So there's a $50 difference, and that's why it's so important that you update your budgeted amount, because it's of no use if you have a budget that's outdated. It's not going to give you current information. So you need to make your budget current and update it for it to give you reliable information that you can start measuring. And I can't stress this. So really and truly, I can't stress enough the importance of having a budget. It's like your GPS on your financial journey. So please just use it. Just do it. And so to summarize, a budget puts you in control of your money. It allows you to become aware of your spending habits. It helps you set priorities. It lets you prioritize saving and investing and paying off your debt. It helps you prepare for any unexpected emergencies by having that emergency fund. And here's a great one, guys. Budgeting helps your family talk about money. This is something that I encourage within my own family. We talk about money. constantly. And especially my kids are teenagers, that is a really crucial age for you to be talking about money with your kids, because it's at this age they get their credit cards. And if they're not aware of, putting money on your credit card and how important it is to pay it off every month, they can get themselves in all sorts of trouble. So please, please talk about money with your kids. And so what I like to do when I'm preparing my budget, call it something fun, make it fun so that you're happy to see it, you're happy to work with it. Create it in advance. Don't prepare this budget the same month. That makes no sense. Have it done in advance so it can become the GPS of your current spending. And here's another thing. Don't assume that every month will be the same, because think of property taxes. I pay my property taxes every month. Some of my clients share with me that they pay theirs on a quarterly basis and semi-annual basis. So your budget have to show those numbers on a quarterly basis and a semi-annual basis. So don't assume that your budget will be the same every month. Make sure that you put the work in there and you make it as real as possible. And base your budget on your projected income. And having a budget, also make sure that you pay your expenses before splurging. So before you go out and have that beautiful dinner, with your friends or your family, make sure you pay your expenses before. And it's a wonderful way of tracking your expenses. So in this section, all I want to say to you is take action. I have shared some important information with you. Take action. Do your budget. Prepare your budget. It is the GPS of your financial journey. So start taking action today. I covered the definition of money mindset and the 5 steps that will transform your negative behavior so now you can positively impact your finances. So now that you are aware of some of the steps needed to transform you from feeling financially broken to becoming the master of your money. I also shared that keeping track of your money is so important, as it shows the amounts that are flowing in, that's the revenue, and the amounts that are flowing out, those are the expenses. And it reveals any negative habits that can lead to overspending and accumulating huge bad debt. I covered budget planning and how it encourages you to live within your means. And it also shows you ways to increase your savings and investments. Now you know exactly what you need to do today to get there quickly. You understand that thinking positively with money, tracking your expenses, and using a budget are the 3 important strategies that you can start using today to build your wealth quicker. In this video, I have included a few worksheets that will help you on your path to financial success. My advice to you is print it out and complete it, because especially the first one, what does money means to you, is pretty revealing. The second one with expenses, I love that one because that showcases exactly how I'm spending my money, what's coming in and what is flowing out. So I highly recommend that you complete these worksheets. So, how many of you struggled to get started on the process of managing your debt? I know we didn't speak that much on debt today, but debt is a big concern for many, many families. And it's something that once you organize and plan to minimize, once you have a plan in action, it becomes easier. So, how would a checklist help you? I am happy to share this checklist with you. Just download the free tip guide. right here. Here is information to download your free tip guide to debt management. It's my website, www.mindsense, notice it's spelled with a Z instead of an S, .com/free tip sheet. Once I receive your information, I'll be more than happy to send it out to you. So I want to thank you so much for watching this video, Seeds of Financial Abundance. I really hope you implement some of these strategies and start seeing how easy it is to start managing your cash and accumulating wealth. Don't forget to download your free guide on how to manage your debt, because I know that blocks a lot of people. I would love to hear your feedback. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. My contact information is listed right here. There is my website, my LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram information, as well as my email. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I am looking forward to answering any questions or hearing any feedback. Thank you and good luck.